with the main man Josh Warrington ahead of a massive night, and again you've done the press conference, that's out of the way, just the way in now, that's the final formality, and you get in front of that crowd again. That must be like a buzz like no other, making that ring walk. I'd love to know what it's like, particularly when you're going to have a crowd that's watched the England game as well. What is it like?
Oh, it's a buzz. I don't know firsthand himself. It's hard to put into words, you know, unless you've actually experienced it. There's so many emotions going through you. I think that's why a lot of sports people struggle after, because it's one of the biggest rushes ever. You've got fear, adrenaline, nerves, excitement, all the preparations going into that one moment, then everything that you've been planning for, all your runs, all your punches that you've thrown, all the sparring, all the tactics, comes down to that moment. It's a real moment, and especially when everyone who's there with you are going to be in there throwing the punches with you, not physically, but in terms of energy. You know, sometimes I'll walk into the ring, I glance eyes with people ringside or up in the stands. Some of them I've never met before, some of them I might not meet again, but they're there with you, and they want it as much as you want it. And it's surreal, mate. It's surreal.
Josh, I always used to say, like, exactly what you just said. We can't describe that feeling. But for me, what's always I found amazing about you is how you managed to keep your cool. And I always remember it for the Lee Selby fight.
Yeah.
You walked out, the Kaiser Chiefs playing.
Yeah.
Lucas Raby was the captain when you was growing up as a kid.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. No, that's correct. Yeah.
That is a real pinch for your moment, challenging as a huge underdog.
Yes.
You managed to keep your cool that night.
Yeah.
That was a baptism of fire, that, wasn't it?
It was, and you know, it's one of them where throughout the day, oh man, I was on a roller coaster of emotion. I'll freaking it was a faggot beach tonight. I'm never going to Ellen Road again. Imagine that, going for a pie at half time and people saying, better luck next time, Josh.
No, huge pressure comes.
Oh, massively.
Massively.
But I remember getting off the bus, and there'd already a lot of support waiting for me to get off and cheering me on, and I'm like, that just gave me a massive lift. And as soon as I walked into Ellen Road, all my nerves disappeared. And I remember being in this change room thinking, like, all the greats of Leeds United have graced this change room, and I'd be doing them injustice if I didn't go out there and give it absolutely everything. And you know, probably one of the coolest times I've ever walked to the ring, you know, with the most pressure on my shoulders, because I felt that my career were on the line then. The Josh Warrington night bubble would have just been popped into thin air, but if you put an heart rate monitor on me at that moment in time, I was very relaxed. You know, I just took it all in. When Dad got into me, he went, just, you've done all this, lad. He says, be proud and take it all in. But as soon as the time we switch on, I switched on.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you like putting pressure on yourself though, because you talk about your fans in the press conference.
Yeah.
You want to give them that day that we've been talking about for a while, that day in the States. There may well be a unification here with Lee Wood. I know you can't look beyond Lopez, but obviously Eddie and everyone around you, and you know the fans, you want to give him that time. So again, Lopez is here to rip that belt off you.
Yeah.
And he's super confident. You've got to deal with that. And again, you're adding pressure to yourself, but it's obviously the way you work.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that's been somewhat. That's been part of my armoury throughout my career. In that way of the pressure and people going against me, it's played in my favour, because it's made me push harder in the gym. It's made me work harder, made me go out for that extra run. It's made me push harder, like doing circuits and stuff. They say that you can't do it, you're going to fucking show them that you can do it. And once again, you know, a lot of people, certainly in the States, I'm seeing online on social media that Lopez's biggest punch that I've been in with is he's going to come rip the belt and that, but I've heard it all before. You know, experience is the best teacher, so my job is just focus on my game plan, you know, and the rest of it will take care of itself. You know, just get the W and move on.
Josh, I know we spoke yesterday and mentioned how, just said then, that's how you keep your cool on that kind of room, like you feed off the atmosphere. Can you let us know there's going to be a special player assisting you on Saturday involved in this atmosphere?
Yeah, I can, to be honest with you. We've got Crescenzo Somerville. He seems to be a man of the moment. He's scored a couple of last minute winners for Leeds United over his last few games, and you know, he's one of them really humble, really quiet guy. But once he got asked the question, he was very excited. So he's going to give us he's going to bring some good energy to the table. So absolute honour for, you know, like Leeds United and Leeds Rhinos always getting behind me. You know, it's like a City United when we fight. So it's going to be some atmosphere, especially if England do the frogs, get the win, and then I finish it off with cherry on top with a win.
Just a word about that, because it is a unique kind of event, obviously, with the doors so early and the football in the middle. And again, the England game, I know you're a massive football fan. I mean, will you be able to watch it? What are you going to do? Because you're going to be getting yourself, I mean, you're very into mindfulness and manifestation and all the rest of it. And can you keep an eye on the game while you're getting yourself ready?
I can, but unfortunately, this is the times when you've got to be selfish. I've missed many Leeds United games on the day, other sporting occasions, other personal things like weddings and parties and things like that. And that's where you have to be selfish, because I can't take me off the ball. I can't take off the ball, and I can't get emotionally invested with the football. So yeah, I'll be keeping tabs on it, but I probably won't be as invested as I would be if it's just a normal night.
You can give us a prediction, though.
I was going to say
2-1 England.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 England.
That's what your old man said. But by the way, your old man gave us a massive rundown of what was going to happen. He showed us his shirt, the number 9 on the back. He said, "Look at that, it's Harry Maguire."
For fuck's sake, Mike Bassett over there.
Then he admitted that football wasn't his game. But
yeah.
So the perfect night, Josh Warrington and Steele roll off to America in the new year, and England beat France.
Yeah, that'd be perfect Saturday night if Carlsberg did Saturday nights. Other drinks are available, but yeah, like England to get the win. Me getting an early finish against Lopez and go out and celebrate with some of the boys.
Gets home to have a kebab.
And that's it. Yeah, go some sort of old Johnny kebab.
fantastic. All the best, Josh.
Thanks very much, guys. Cheers, mate. Thank you.